Tonight on News Center. Veterans are honored on Veterans Day. Cal U holds an election analysis with some special guests. And CUTV prepares for a weekend of PSAC championship games. News Center starts right now. Good evening and welcome to CUTV News Center for the week of November 13th, 2014. I'm Matt Hagee.
And I'm Jennifer Germano. This past Tuesday was Veterans Day, a day to remember and honor those who have served in our military. This week, Cal U held events each day to honor our veterans. The big event of the week was the 41st Annual Veterans Day Dinner held on Monday. Veterans from all sectors of the United States military, including the United States Air Force, the United States Marine Corps, and the United States Army, attended. The dinner included a cocktail hour, a 3-course meal, a raffle, and a speaker, as well as a celebration for the United States Marine Corps' 239th birthday. Aside from the dinner, Cal U presented Salute to the Troops 2 on Sunday and held a vet get-together at Loggerheads on Tuesday. Cal U does many things for veterans, including a suicide prevention program, Veterans Club, scholarships, and events such as those held this past week. For more information, contact Veterans Affairs at veterans@calu.edu or www.calu.edu/veterans.
Everly Hall was packed Tuesday night to see the 2014 election analysis. The last election analysis at Cal was held after the 2012 presidential election, and this 2014 midterm election analysis did not disappoint. This past Tuesday night, students and faculty gathered for the 2014 election analysis. The event had some big names to speak as John Delano from KDKA moderated the event, which included 4 panelists from different universities across the country.
It's a delight, it's an honor for me to be here. I'm delighted every 2 years to come back and to participate in this great election analysis. It's always a lot of fun, and I learn from the experts that are brought in here as well.
Most college students enter college without ever voting before. With little voting knowledge, events like these are held to help young voters have a better understanding on voting every election.
I think the most important thing is to register to vote. And I'm hopeful that most everybody at Cal U who is 18 has registered or will register to vote. You can learn the issues later on, but you've got to be enrolled in order to participate. Pennsylvania does not make it easy for people, for young people or older folks, to participate in politics.
This 2014 midterm election included a shift in power as the Republicans took back the Senate. In Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf was elected governor, defeating current Governor Tom Corbett. These results will certainly set the tone for the upcoming elections in the years ahead.
Well, obviously we have 2 levels of this election. We have the federal election, where the U.S. Congress is now overwhelmingly Republican in both the House and the Senate. That's going to mean tough times for President Obama during his last 2 years in office. I think we're going to see more gridlock. I think there'll be some efforts to try to reach agreement on some issues. Certainly the Republican House and the Republican Senate will find ways to agree on things.
The election analysis was held on Veterans Day, which was perfect timing to reflect on the past and current men and women who have served in the armed forces.
So many people who have given their all to this country through service in the United States Armed Services. And Veterans Day is a good day to say thank you. And you can't say thank you enough. And if I leave with one thought, it shouldn't just be on Veterans Day. We really ought to be saying thank you every day, because it's these men and women that have given us the chance to have the democracy that we have.
Sexual assault is a serious issue and concern, especially among college campuses. CUTV's Santina Murin has more on what it really means to have consent.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 4 college women will experience a sexual assault. When asked how to define consent, the first response was rather extreme.
A girl has to be conscious of what she's doing. If she's not conscious, you don't have consent. She has to be able to know what's going on.
Although sexual assault is more common amongst women, it is important to be aware that both men and women need to have consent.
Something where both parties agree to doing something.
Consent would be when two people are aware that they both agree on what's going on, so everybody knows what's going on. Yeah.
Some students were extremely accurate in their responses.
Consent is when you're saying yes to something.
Giving permission, as in saying you can, and as opposed to saying no, you cannot.
It is typically the assumption that consent is for just sex. However, you need to obtain consent for any sexual contact.
You would ask somebody like, well, it would have to be aware on both sides of the parties that both you guys want to have sex and go about it, and it would be no secret that you guys both want to do it.
By asking the girl and making sure she responds clearly.
Ask them if it's okay.
By asking.
You get consent by asking them a question. And if they say no, then it's not consensual. But when they say yes, that's consent.
The most important aspect of consent to avoid any type of sexual assault is to be able to recognize if you have not acquired consent. Again, a few responses were very extreme and should be obvious.
If she's screaming and crying?
If she's not responding or slurring words, she doesn't know what she's doing.
The answer is in fact much simpler.
When she says no.
When they tell you no.
The true definition of consent is not the absence of a no, but the presence of a sober, enthusiastic, and clear yes. To get more information on consent, sexual assault, and much more, come to the End Violence Center, which is located in Carter Hall, room G45.
If you plan on parking on campus next semester, you will need to renew your parking permit. Simply go online from November 14th until December 13th and renew your permit for the spring semester. If you would like to obtain a permit and do not currently have one, go online and place yourself on a wait list for a specific lot. Applications will be accepted from November 14th until December 13th as well, and award letters will be sent on January 7th, 2015. If you do not plan on renewing a current permit, please return your permit to the Office of Parking and Transportation located in Mandarino Library before December 12th. If you have any questions or difficulties, call the Office of Parking and Transportation at 724-938-4677.
CalU students can make a difference for troops overseas this Christmas season as they can send care packages to soldiers currently serving. The collection drive is currently underway and is running until November 20th. 3 ways students can help are by running a spare change donation drive, run an item collection drive by collecting different toiletries, and by making a small item donation in the donation collection area in the Eberly Hall front lobby. The goal this year is 50 packages, 30 for male troops and 20 for female troops. Contact Dr. Gina Boff at calu.edu for more information.
This week in the Cal Times, be sure to check out a story on last week's Campus Talk, a feature on the upcoming student production of Miracle on 34th Street, and previews for the Cal men's and women's basketball teams.
So Jen, it's after Halloween, we're in November, about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, but there's always that one constant thing every year that it kind of annoys me. I don't know if it annoys you, but hearing Christmas music on the radio in November and seeing Christmas decorations around in November, and there's still a month to go before Christmas.
All the time. That's one of my biggest pet peeves because you just skip straight from Halloween to Christmas and you don't have Thanksgiving anymore. What happened to Thanksgiving? There's everything to do with Halloween, everything to do with Christmas, nothing to do with Thanksgiving. What happened?
I mean, Thanksgiving's great because, I mean, turkey. What's not liked about turkey? We're all going to eat turkey. We got to promote this more. Let's have some Thanksgiving music. I'll make some.
And it's a great time to get together with all your friends and family.